I'm Grace Stewart and my rank in the Sea Cadet Corps is Chief Petty Officer. A couple of corporals whose senior leaders course I staffed.
Chief.
Yes? Cute. They came to visit just because, and they heard someone call me Grace and they were so shocked. They were like, oh my gosh, that's not your for real's name. Your for real's name is Chief. As a chief, I'm meant to be a role model for all the cadets, and I'd like to think that I am. So that's in the way that an NCO carries oneself and presents oneself, and also how we behave. Because if we're going around swearing and touching everyone, then we can't tell the cadets not to. Yeah, it's all about making sure they behave themselves, as well as helping the officers out so they don't have to do anything that we're meant to be doing. As a Chief Petty Officer, I've been given a few NCO jobs in the unit. For example, I'm the training NCO, which means each night I do things like type up what lessons have happening that night. I'm responsible for making sure that everyone hands in their lesson plans before they present them. I'm the temporary boats officer because our current boats officer is on leave, so that's just ensuring that all the boats are maintained, seeing what we need to replace, what new equipment we need to buy, and what we need to fix. As well as that, there are the duty NCO duties, and along with cleaning up at the end of the night, there's things like marking uniform and making sure that everything's happening on time. When you first start Sea Cadets, you start as a new entrant, but the first official rank is Ordinary Cadet. You have to spend, I'd say, at least 3 or 4 years in the Corps before you get up to Chief. It's quite a long journey. There are about 2 leadership courses that you have to go on and a sailing course, which you also have to complete day skippers for, and day skippers is a weekend long course. A typical Tuesday parade at TS Taupo begins first of all with an inspection, so we'll get all the cadets to form up as a squad, and then the duty NCO of the day will come along and inspect the uniform, and then everyone gets a mark and it goes down in a book. At the end of the year there is an award for the best dressed cadet, so it matters. After that we'll have colours, which is our flag raising ceremony, and after colours everyone disperses to lessons, and so in the lessons they can be taught anything from points of sail when you're sailing to drill. Shouty Grace, engage!
Squad, to the front, salute! 1 left, right, 2!
I do enjoy teaching drill, especially to the newer cadets, and just to see how they get a hang of it and they learn how to stand with pride and have some real self-confidence in what they can do. I think that's quite a cool lesson that we teach. We'll have 2 periods of lessons a night with a small break in between, and each rank has a different lesson to do or they're giving lessons themselves. And so following lessons we have sunset, which is our flag lowering ceremony, and then everyone goes ashore or back home. We spend our weekend sailing.
I'm real good at sailing and stuff. I can even sail when we're on land.
I'm apparently the most responsible coxswain in my unit, or so I've heard. I'm always in the boat instructing new people or just taking charge myself. If I'm the only person, the only NCO in my unit who's constantly training new people in the sailing boats, then that shows respect for my abilities. I really like sailing.
On a nice calm day we just sit here and talk pretty much. I'm still pretty keen to sail the Cook Strait though.
I'm not. I just want to get on a ferry.
Nah, sailing it would be mean. I mean, as long as you've got an interesting crew.
Yeah. Plus lunch and food.
Nah. Just be Bear Grylls and go out.
I first joined Sea Cadets in August 2006, and really the main reason I joined is because all my friends were in it and I had all these little inside jokes and I wanted to be in on them too. I don't know how long I expected to be in for, but I didn't expect this.
Yeah, so find a point like the bridge is a good one, and then just try to keep that kind of still between the two shrouds.
Sea cadet life and the leadership that comes with it is sometimes an asset, sometimes it's a bit weird. I mean, at work, there are, one or two times every so often when I will say something that's more of, in a leadership position than just one of the plebes who works there. And so at work today, one of the new girls was asking if there was anything else she needed to back up before we started surfing. And I was standing right next to my assistant manager, but he was busy doing something else. I was just like, oh, maybe some lettuce backups. And he just looked at me like, where did that come from? Like, I think because they don't know that in this other life, if you want to call it, I am seen as a leader.
You're kind of bus driving at the moment, so just move forwards a bit. Yeah. Because that way, when you try to move your tiller suddenly because there's, I don't know, a shark or something, then you won't be in the way.
I don't plan to join the Navy as a regular force. A lot of people want me to commission as an officer, but I'm still not sure about that. It's a bit more of the administration, it's a bit more reserved from the actual cadet action. You're up in the office instead of down on the ground with everyone else. Yeah, that doesn't appeal to me as much, which is why the Navy Reserve sounds kind of cool. I did sea survival training with the Navy Reserves about a week ago, and about 3 different people there were trying to recruit me, and it actually sounds like an interesting option. You get to do sea time on the ships whenever you want, and you get paid for all the stuff that I do on cadets. There are a small amount of fees that you have to pay. For example, at my unit, it's $25 a team. But when you consider all the stuff that we do, we have boats that you can sail without having to pay a club fee every time. When you get sent to Auckland and other places for no cost at all, then it's pretty sweet. I do not feel that cadets has a big enough budget. We need more gear. First of all, our boats.
Our boats break a lot.
We're kids and we're playing around with these boats, and sometimes it doesn't go that well, but also some of our gear is a bit old, and so it is a bit decrepit. At the last Central Area Regatta, we were sailing along before the race, and the thing that clips our main sheets onto the boom broke, and that wasn't cool. So our boom was just kind of flailing wildly. But also things like uniform, we're getting Navy hand-me-downs. Average working dress that we wear, that's like pre-Falklands War, so it's pretty old. But the people really make it, and whether it's discussing NCO and officer politics or having a laugh with some of the younger cadets, it's all fun. The big selling point we say when we're recruiting to cadets is that you'll meet other people and you'll make friends with people from all around the country. And that's true, you go on national courses like Sailing Charge and the National Regatta, which is our competition. But now I can also say to new recruits that you can make friends in other countries, because I did go to Singapore on the Sea Cadet Exchange program, and so I made lots of friends from all around the globe.
Just careful with your steering. Where are you
Yeah.
going? Where are you wanting to go? That way? Okay.
He's pointing. Really?
That way.